but in between space, it is now officially here for your purchase, for your reading. Raie is a poet, performer, speaker, advocate, activist. She has represented this city at the National Poetry Slam, at the Women of the World Poetry Slam, and she continues to support this community and everything she does. I'm going to let her be her and give you herself, because that's the best way to just enjoy this human being. So without further ado, I need you to put your hands together and make noise and bring our incredible feature on stage. Make some noise for your feature poet, Raie Crawford.
There you go. Don't be nice. Beyonce. Yeah. Intro to poet. It is said that when black girl exits womb, she is not the only thing that leaves. It is said that grief and heartache will follow her, not only for herself, but for her sons, for the things the world will make her without her permission. They say this is all she will ever know, or be worthy of knowing. I write each poem as I hear my mother's voice echo in my ears. She tells me the story of how I saved her life. How the swollenness of her tomb finally made her believe that her God had time. So when I think of the blessing that I am, I think of all the demons that I fist fought for my mother's soul. How I laid in her belly and found a way to make her rise. On the days that I feel like an exodus leaving out of the mouth of a false prophet, I tell myself I still be a message. Miracles are messy, but we damn sure come on time. How y'all feeling right about? Hi, my name is Raie, also known as the Trap Connoisseur, also known as the queen of all things fruit snacks, better known as Beyonce's body stunt double. But tonight you can call me fam. Y'all, it is so fucking surreal for y'all to be in here right now. This is hella strange. But I'm hella humbled. So I want to start off the night because it's only proper. Today is my mom's birthday, y'all. My mom just turned 25. Young. I'm older than my mom, but I love her. Y'all, can we say my mom happy birthday? Yeah. So the part where you would say the name, just say mama, or right mama, or whatever feel good. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mama. Happy birthday to you. She's the reason for the season. She's the reason why all of this goodness is here. She did a good job, right?
Yes, she did.
So, fun facts about me: I'm hella black. I'm hella authentic. Yeah, that's all you really need to know. Y'all want to hear some poetry? To the white woman who said, black women just need to enjoy life more, ma'am. When your race includes names like Michelle Obama, Serena Williams, Issa Rae, Maxine Waters, and Beyonce, it's kind of hard to just sit on your ass enjoying life. By 10 a.m., I've stopped my best friend's relationship from crumbling, clapped back at white supremacy for the culture, educated Becky on why she can't have a seat at this table, coordinated 5 food pantries in a neighborhood that you would probably never step foot in, all while wearing 5-inch heels, my edges in formation, and my lipstick pop. When your race includes names like Sarah Huckabee, Betsy DeVos, hell, 52% of white women in the last election, I could see how that statement could slip out of those thin lips of yours. Just like the fork slips out of your hands. Just like the allyship slips back into the pink pussy hat after the cameras are off. Your enjoyment is not of your own making. It was done on my back. But isn't that what the world taught you? That the sun rises and sets with the opening and closing of your privileged eyes? Black women can't just enjoy life. Right. We have a world to save and serve with a smile, or it could cost me my life. How about you keep up with your own weight, and I would be able to enjoy things a little bit more, but that's a whole nother poem. And I don't want to waste no more paper on that shit. Hella black, y'all. Hella black.
Minister to the people.
Won't he do it? So, in the last few years, as I was writing this book, it's been like a 2-year process. Lord, I feel like Andre 2000. I was like, nothing's good enough. Nothing's good enough. I got real sick. Like most people do when they're hitting a pinnacle moment, something big happens and it makes you shake the table. Oh, Lord. My shake came in the form of a medical diagnosis for polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I felt real alone in that time. It was a real dark place. And I had great people on my team, great people by my side. But I still felt really alone in that. So I wrote this poem as a sense of healing, and in it I found out actually one of my teammates, you know, we shared a similar story. So to my women out here, don't think that you're alone in anything that's happening with your body. They don't talk about us enough. They make rules about us, but they don't talk with us about them. So if you ever want to talk about something that's going on with your body, be open, because you never know whose story is similar to that.
Right. Right.
You know, I've always been fascinated with the bloodwood tree. Whenever you see them, they're usually in the middle of an empty field surrounded by nothing. The most interesting part about this tree is that it bleeds. Could you imagine this tree in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by nothing but lush green and sunlight, rooted with the wind whispering in its branches, then, without warning, its sap forces its way to the surface, dripping along the base of the tree until it seeps into the soil and hardens. Repeats this cycle until it has no more left to give. I was 26 years old when I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. 3 months straight of watching life trickle down my legs, and I wondered how much more I would have left to give. I felt myself turning into a bloodwood when my doctors wanted to discuss worst case scenarios. I felt myself grow roots 9 deep, thick, in the fear of being constricted by my own body, isolating myself from any and everything that made me feel alive. So if a tree bleeds in the middle of an empty field and there's no one there to see it, does it still feel the same shame? If blood is life when it runs in us, then what do you call it when it runs away? What do you call a woman who can't keep life inside of her, whose sap stains sheets? My bark is weathered and my trunk is contorted. Life leaving me without warning feels like the love I have for my own body is going unacknowledged. This bloodwood, my body, its existence, my life, but its purpose cannot be my failure. I refuse to be a woman chopped down in her prime. This cannot be land where nothing can grow. I proclaim that this woman will flourish. I want you to come gaze upon all of this lushness. This sap is proof that I am abundance, that this life is worth living. I refuse to let it take away from all that is still beautiful. I'm begging to live. That's my Oh, hold on, pause for the cause.
Yay!
Pause for the cause. calls. Make some noise if you're enjoying your little. So, this right here is a tip barrel, and I'm gonna pass this around, and you know, it isn't easy hustling, grinding, working, creating, so we're gonna show our appreciation by putting in the money here that folds and doesn't clean. How much is your book, by the way, right?
My book is only $15.
Only $15! You can't afford not to buy it, yo. So, I'm gonna pass this around, make sure it kind of makes its way back to Amir Safi, and don't, you know, steal shit. All right, thank you. Back to your feature.
Yo, shout out to Amir, yo. He's been one of the best people to work with when it comes to doing this book release. He's amazing. He kept me in formation. The tea is, I was planning on dropping my book extremely later in the year. And Amir said, if you want to feature at my spot, you better have some merch to sell, girl. And it was like a fire under my ass. And I was like, you know what? This gonna get done by this date. And look at the magic. You deserve all the fruit snacks, bro. How many of y'all got fruit snacks? Yeah! All right, come earlier next time, because I'm only bringing 40 packs, you know, I ain't got that kind of money. So this next poem is just another example of my blackness to the black people in the room. Black as fuck. You are your own. People want to make you something, but shit, people want to be you. So remember, you are your own, you are the blue picture, or the original copy, and can't nobody do it like you do. So I've been told that I need to work on my metaphors. I hear that people want to hear beautiful language more than they want to hear the facts, so fact. I wrote this poem 6 times trying to find a metaphor for my own blackness. Heard it 4 times from white women who find it so easy to describe my cultural experience as a figure of speech. Like I'm a colloquialism, or like it's okay to be informal when you're trying to be something that you're not. The first time I wrote this poem, I watched 2 white girls laugh at a black woman because her cornrows weren't as laid as theirs. Reach their coffin-shaped nails between their boxer braids to relieve pressure from scalp. This is metaphor for mediocrity. I explain how nothing about you will understand pressure, or how it feels to be pulled by the root, that the reason that girl here ain't all in formation is because every part of her has been coded to fight against what would rather hold her into submission. The second time I wrote this poem, a tenured professor told me that the civil rights movement couldn't be a part of our African-American class syllabus. Said it was too much for non-black students to endure, so for a semester I was forced to watch this man riddle down my history to fit the requirements of a department. I thought I was going to have to bleed this poem into existence when confronting an officer with the soliloquy of innocence that he combated with haiku saying educated niggas need to remember their place around these parts. I thought I could come back from that metaphor. Find something beautiful behind those bars, but they became an ellipses that I could never return from. Then, again, when 2 white boys tossed around the word nigga like we grew up in the same hood. Like they really knew what it meant to be one. When confronted, they dropped it. Ran away from the pro-black bitch. This is metaphor for how everyone wants to be black until it's time to be black. When I stand up, I'm speaking for my whole race while you just out here doing it for the fucking culture. Only saying what you think will make you down, but you never want to get those Sperry's dirty with the injustice of the voice you step on in hopes of being. Now I get it. You want to be all finished metaphor. An analogy for how shit can't be that bad. Proof that words don't mean spit until you say them. A comparison of fact and fiction. Fact. I wrote this poem trying not to be a hashtag, and you found a way to bring the perfect metaphor to life. You can't even see that you don't want to be us. You just want to be something. And I would too if everything I knew was stolen. But imagine how it feels to see yourself a first edition of Triumph and Suffrage, holding on by the glue of your culture, watered down to a metaphor made for dummies. You can't slap a new label on my story without giving credit where it's due. Plagiarism has always been your thing, but you still look paraphrased. You'll always be unfinished imagery. I ain't found the words because my culture can't be constricted to a stolen language. We ain't found it because it don't exist. We do. Y'all, I got merch. Holy fuck, I got merch.
Nobody says merchandise.
Merch. One of the pieces that I really want you guys to take a look at, and if you buy the book, I hope you do. There's one page in there that's specifically for power. It's a list of names of black men and women who have been killed by gun violence. And there's a shirt that's been connected with that page in the book, and it's called No, We Haven't Forgot. The last time I did a feature here, I did proceeds to Black Lives Matter, and I'm gonna keep it real. A portion of the shirt sales will go to Black Lives Matter again this year. So I only did 10 of the shirts because I want the people to wear them when you buy them, understand that you are a walking affirmation that we will never forget the wrongs that were done, and we're gonna make damn sure we could do everything that we can to make sure that tomorrow is a little bit better. Look, I got metaphors and meanings behind it, right? Okay, so I was asked to do something really special with y'all tonight, and I'm actually hella geeked about it. I'm on the Houston VIP Slam team. And currently I'm the Grand Slam champion 2 times in a row. I got the titles coming back to back. So being on the team, we do group pieces, and we're preparing ourselves for regionals and nationals. So one of my teammates is actually here. Can we do a poem for y'all? Best Mother on Screen.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Academy, it is a privilege and an honor to stand before you today. Some have questioned my methods, say I'm too involved with the characters, but when you give birth to something this special, how can you refrain from the hysteria?
Officers of the Academy, I've practiced this speech like a native tongue, passed down from generations of births like an omen. I can't believe I was the one that was chosen. Another black woman thanking the world for their prayers. As you can see in the dash cam video, my son couldn't be here with me today. Turned the star of my home movie into a public figure. That reminds me, thank you to the shooter for keeping the integrity of the piece. Every shot was perfect, every frame accounted for, like he was made for this role. Must have sealed the deal when you realize where he was from. He certainly looked the part. I was told that they needed a boy who wouldn't mind being force-fed a narrative, who looked good with his hands up, who didn't need much character development. They saw something in him even I couldn't see. Thank you to the extras in this film for being on cue, for crying with raw intention, held your camera between the dark and white light, tried to stay focused, can hear the fear in your voice, not knowing who to call when the help has already arrived. Twisted plot when the hero was villain, when the innocent bystander changes to the main character. I bet the producers were hesitant in creating another blackbuster, but mahogany flesh is this country's blood diamonds. They must have thought there was enough money in the city's budget to cover the damages. Must have thought the publicity was worth the cost of sacrificing my child on national television, Facebook Live, YouTube. There's not enough remorse online to breathe my son into a hashtag to reincarnate the light in his eyes. But isn't this the role of a lifetime? Aren't shooting stars dead on arrival? Yeah. You took the one title I revealed, Mother, turned me into mourner. So thank you to the fans for your anger and outrage. So many people who didn't know the sound of his laugh have gritted teeth at the silence in his breath. When you give birth to a son, you don't know the magnitude of what his life will become. But when you bury one, you have to wonder what you did to deserve this. Now give it up for Raie Crawford one more time. Be ready for nationals this year, y'all. We doing hot fire dialogue. Do I have one more poem? So, it's Pride Month. One of the first poems I ever wrote for slamming was about this guy that I had a crush on. And it come to find out that he was queer. And I was in the 8th grade, y'all, so I was hurt. But this is a message of love. We love people because we love people. I love you for who you are. I take pride in you 24/7, 365 because motherfuckers, y'all does this. And I'm humble. So in the 8th grade, I met this tall glass of Fruitopia named Rudy. Y'all, and I fell for him quicker than my chunky lips could suck the contents out of his glass bottle. And I knew it was love because he was the only boy that could make my lips puck up. Lord! I had a sweet tooth for him now. The day that I built up enough courage to proclaim my love, I had a poem in one hand, my inhaler in the other, and my heart down in my vagina. And thank God I had that inhaler because when I read his response, Rayla, I would be straight for you if you wanted me to. I didn't understand, y'all. I mean, didn't this boy understand what I wanted to be for him? I wanted to be the etouffee to his jambalaya, the O'Shea now to his Creole living, the boudin to his balls. But I guess these were things that never belonged together, like Rudy and me. Now, when my friends found out, they said that I was the only girl who would fall for a boy with sugar in his tank. As if his system would become gunked. As if he needed repairs. As if his make and model wasn't always beautiful. For the past 4 years, I rode around in the same manly cars, hitting the same potholes that would fuck up my hubcaps, leaving me this abandoned vehicle in this parking lot of love. You see, I was taught that it's the soul that binds you and the mind that always reminds you of who you are. I never asked for a sugar-free version of any man that I proclaimed my love to. Never asked for you to make me a wishing well. I can say that I have loved many men and never lost faith in my palate. And I pity the lips that feel that love isn't a platonic feeling that transcends sexual preference. That a woman can't love a man that doesn't get an erection from her presence. That you gotta be confused to be willing to love to someone for who they are, as if we all don't have sweet tooth. Right. So no, I'm not confused. I'm just willing to let my heart love who it chooses and fulfill its own fucking sweet tooth. Woo! So I have to give a shout out to my family in the building. Thank God I'm doing another poem. I got cousins here, I have aunts here, I have a brother here, I have sister-in-law here, I have mom here, I have my whole village here. Y'all, when I tell y'all my stomach was in knots for the last 4 days because I was like, ain't nobody coming. And don't nobody like me. They think I'm bald-headed and my edges uneven. But y'all here, my family here, y'all, it take a village. Like I wouldn't be the woman that's before me today without those women over there. Without those fellas over there. The trap come from a real place. Don't get it twisted. Hold it down. So I don't know which poem to do. The first poem that I ever did in front of my aunt and my mom was a poem about black women needing to be educated. Yeah. But then I have another poem that's about body image for my ladies in here. So y'all give me a gist of what y'all want to hear. Body image? We feeling that body image? I Let's start the one with the body image and see how we get popping. So in grade school, while other kids were being acknowledged for their mathematics skills and calligraphy, I was known for my incredible skill at the game of hide and seek. No, for real, true story. One time, I hid so well, it took 2 principals, my brother and a best friend to find me, y'all. I did not know how good I would become at hiding. You know, like in the back of parties. Or away from scales. Or mirrors. Myself. Eating and praying over the transgression that I thought was my own body. The first man that I ever loved told me that I was only worthy of fucking with the lights off. He tried to convince me that his bed sheets were a safe haven, and it took me months to realize that they were his best hiding place. Away from all of those who would fear him loving someone that looked like too much for 2 small hands to handle. It sounds like hopelessness, mistaking itself for helplessness. Like promises that are made in dark corners that always seem to shatter in public, like me starving myself for 4 months and him never noticing. You see, society treats plus-size women like we are some dirty secret that belongs between a mattress. Then they never come back looking for us. Popular culture tells us that bigger is better, demands more for less, but the more there is of me to give, the less I am desired. So I'm asking you, what would you like me to hide? You know, my other brother told me that we hide things that are too much for the eyes to handle. That's right. You know, that's why monsters hide under beds and in closets, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves to those who have something to fear. So I have made myself a mass closet too big for your fucking insecurities. My body is not a thing that goes bump in the night. It is not a way to test your level of grit. I do not transform when the moon is full. I am always full, and my body will never be meant for him. Yes. This man said I made him love the night so much that he forgot what my face looked like in the sunlight. So to the women who have lost themselves looking for their perfect size 6, then look in a mirror and can't remember the reflection that is standing before them, I am starting to realize that crawling into bed sheets and crawling into myself feel exactly the same. That this midnight sky can't hide me, just like it's never been good at hiding my tears. I am hoping that it can be just as easy to find myself as it was for me to learn to hide.
Can I get everybody just to make some noise and stand up for your incredible feature, Raie, Crawford. Don't leave without buying her book, $15 in between spaces. She's set up underneath that little arch over there. She's got merch, she's got love, and she's got poems. So once again, this is Right About Now. My name is Zachary Caballero. I was your host this evening. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. And if you don't forget, put up your glass drinks. I don't want to see nothing on the floor. I ain't your mama. Thank you. I love you.